G'day, my name's Dion Ward. I'm a Kiwi expat living in Japan. And I'm going to talk about availability, clarity, how useful they are. So I've guided a lot of people, and there's all sorts. There's housewives, there are workmen, there have been business leaders, big shot executives, psychologists, therapists, all sorts. And they all, to a man, struggle just with the stories that get entertained, that get focused upon and believed in, operating up here. And I don't mean that as an indictment against them or some sort of shortcoming, or like, yeah, they're not so great. I just mean they're human like us. They're human like everybody else. I don't, mind you, it's the circle of work I'm in, but everyone has hang-ups. Everyone has their own little demons, to coin the cliche. And it is, actually, when I see the old medieval paintings of a saint or a person walking along, and this kind of winged, this red hook-nosed winged figure, usually red or green or blue, something floating along beside them, whispering to them, that's this. It doesn't represent the truth. Even though it's got your voice, it's not the truth. So there's stuff you'll see on YouTube where you challenge, you fight, you get up every day, you grind, so that you can modify your outer world, your external world, and in doing so, in the hope of feeling better, of trying to feel whole, of trying to feel like worthy or acceptable, valuable. You're trying to change how you feel on the inside by changing the outer environment. Now, how do you change the inner environment? How do you feel okay with yourself? There's other stuff you see on YouTube, I just mentioned the grind, kind of treating it like it's something to be overcome, something to be conquered, something where you're gonna stand there grimacing and just power it out. And if it works for you, all power to you, man. That's awesome, and stick with it. But if it's just tiring and exhausting and makes you feel hopeless, why not just try getting some clarity in your mind and in your heart, some space. Go for a walk with the resolution of, let me get some clarity around this. Let me get some clarity on what the messages are that are being told to me. What is on replay? What is the stuff I commonly get told about my own value and the world around me and other people, especially about myself and my own value and my own worth and my place in the world, over and over and over again. And it feels like a weight, and it feels like a plague on your life energy, which it is. If it's entertained as being something real and as something true, because it's operating with my voice, it sounds just like me, so it must be true. As I pretty much always advise, when I make these videos, take a look at thought. Where does it come from? What's my relationship to it? Do I control it? Don't just take it for granted. Don't take any of this stuff for granted. You're equipped with everything you need to get to the bottom of this, to sort it out. Hagozaimasu. You can totally do it. Absolutely you can. It just requires that you make a resolution. You be resolved in your own heart and in your own mind to just, I'm just going to do it no matter what. I don't care. I'm going to stick with it until it bears fruit, and it will. It absolutely will. It just requires that you start, you have a look, you sit quietly, close your eyes, knowing that sometimes there are thoughts, sometimes there are no thoughts. And when there are no thoughts, however seldom that might happen, when there are no thoughts, I'm still here. So the thoughts are not an intrinsic part of my experience. The thoughts are environmental. It might be something only I can see, but that doesn't make them any less environmental. They occur according to patterns like every other natural thing in the world, but they're not yours. So where do these thoughts come from? So sit quietly and wait for a thought to arise. And if a thought arises and you get carried away with it before you even realize it's happened, you recognize that. Take note of it mentally. That's what happened. Oh, wow, I was away with the fairies before I even realized that the thought had arisen. So you reset yourself, bring yourself back, slow your breath, sit quietly with your eyes closed and wait for a thought to arise. See how close you can get. There's got to be a time where there's a thought and then there's no thought and then there's a thought again. So where are the thoughts coming from? See if you can find the source or the root of the thoughts. When you've ascertained your relationship with thought, is it mine or does it happen by itself? Then so beautiful through here, man. It's crazy. Can't believe I get to walk this. I mean, I get to walk this almost every day, and it's so sweet. I mean, season in, season out, every season is absolutely beautiful. But anyway, ascertain your relationship to thought. Is it really yours, and does it actually represent you? And are the things that it's saying, are they actually true? Now, it might require, before you actually start doing this, this entire thing will be overrun by the mind. You won't get any clarity on it. So that's a exercise to do later on. Once you've ascertained your relationship with the mind. When you've worked out what your relationship is with the mind, with that voice, it'll weaken its effect. It'll weaken its potency. It'll give you a little bit of breathing space where you can start to operate with an objectivity to it. And then when thoughts and feelings arise, rather than seeing them as a cage or a prison or a burden, you can begin to see them actually as an opportunity to become more light and more free. To actually, it can be the necessary process, or a very necessary process, or a very functional process in your own enlightenment. Recognizing them the feeling and the thought, resting with them, being in the moment with them, not trying to avoid them, not trying to run away, not trying to think of something else, but being with them and embodying them. Feel them in your body. Not trying to force them away or force objectivity onto them, but embody them. I don't mean necessarily express them. If you're angry, don't go around punching people in the head. Yeah, I mean, feel it in your body. Take note of the message that's being played on replay while you've got these feelings. And watch how they dissolve. Watch how you become more and more free from them. This works. I know from experience this stuff actually works. It is absolutely effective, and it doesn't require that you struggle or strain or stress. Nothing needs to be modified. It'll give you the space in your life and in your heart to start moving through the world in the way that you always wanted to. You start to grow into the natural version of yourself rather than the crushed, the pressured, the stressed, the squeezed version of yourself. And this is available for everyone out there. It just requires that you make the resolution, which in itself is not easy to do. I avoided it for decades. I heard the message, I mean, decades ago, probably 25 years ago, I think I heard it for the first time. I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but you've got to look for yourself. And it's true, you've got to look for yourself. If you want something real, if you want something true, look for yourself. You have to do the work yourself, which means you have to face the demons. You have to face the voices and sit with them and work out what they're saying and how you're feeling and what your relationship is to them. Be available. I think that's it. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Any questions, comments, requests, feel free to pop them in the comment box below, or contact me on my site, also in the description below. Cheers. See you guys. Have a good one.